A Newport, Rhode Island woman who was first on the scene of a car wreck between a high school and college student in South Kingston, Rhode Island, alleges that the South Kingston police were abusive and assaulted her.
I'm working. Can you please go sit in your car? You have nothing to do with this
father,
scene. I understand.
I'm an attorney.
I don't need to tell you anything. I'm going to arrest you in a second if you don't get in your car. Do you understand me? I'm not kidding you.
You are kidding.
You are impeding an investigation right now, and you're really bothering me.
Go sit in your car. You gotta be kidding me.
Stop.
No!
Stop talking.
No! You're in so much trouble. I can't even tell you. Oh my God, this is the craziest thing I've ever...
In a 23-page lawsuit filed in federal court last week on behalf of Claire Hall, she alleges she was unlawfully arrested and physically injured. She was placed in imminent fear for her well-being. She was emotionally damaged. She was embarrassed, humiliated, and unlawfully and wrongfully charged as a criminal.
He's stuck.
Okay.
It's broken.
Are you gonna... Well, so you think he's gonna be taken to the scene or will he just...
Are you...
I'm not. No. I'm on the phone with his father.
Dad, it's my dad. But
how many cars are involved right now?
Not mine. That's mine.
All right, we need to get that off the road. All right, can we get that into the parking lot? We'll take care of him, man.
Paramedics coming 2 seconds.
I'm just trying to tell his father. So
Okay, well, we're in the middle of the highway, right?
Okay.
So...
All right, can you move your car, please? Thank you.
According to Hall's suit, she was driving on Route 1 on the afternoon of February 9th of this year when she saw two vehicles that appeared to have been in an accident in the Tower Hill Road area. Hall said she pulled over to help the two young men who had crashed. According to the lawsuit, Hall found the high school student to be disoriented and with a head injury. As 911 had already been called, she asked the 17-year-old if she could help him make a call to let anyone else know about the accident and alert them to where the EMTs would be taking him for treatment. Miss Hall then offered for the 17-year-old to use her cell phone to call his father, whose vehicle he was operating. Miss Hall took out her cell phone, handed it to the 17-year-old so that he could dial his father. However, due to the physical and emotional condition that he was suffering, he was unable to complete this task, and therefore Miss Hall made the call for him, according to the lawsuit. Within a few minutes after Miss Hall had arrived at the accident scene, Officer Souza from the South Kingston Police Department arrived.
My man, is your car drivable?
Yes.
All right, we're going to get it off to the side of the road, all right?
All I'm saying is I can leave. I just want to tell his father.
You don't have to leave. Just move your car.
I just want you to tell me.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm
All right,
okay.
let's have a seat right over here. Is that your mom? No.
Hall alleges that Officer Souza approached the scene in a combative manner, which was obvious to her, and the reason for his combativeness was unknown. According to the suit, Hall explained who she was to Officer Souza, indicating that she arrived very shortly after the accident had occurred and was there to offer assistance to the two operators. The 17-year-old's father was still on the line on Hall's cell phone when Officer Souza approached. Miss Hall informed Officer White that the 17-year-old's father, who was on the line on her cell phone, was concerned about the well-being of his son and inquiring about where he should be transported for medical treatment. Miss Hall interacted with Officer White for slightly more than a minute. She was very concerned about the officer's attempt to have the 17-year-old kid operate the vehicle with a head injury. Not knowing what else to do, Miss Hall offered Officer White her cell phone so that he could speak directly with the kid's father.
You want to talk to his father here? Why don't you talk to his father?
I'm working. Can you please go sit in your car? You have nothing to do with
His
this
father,
scene. I
he's
understand.
a minor. I'm an attorney. He's a minor. You need to tell me, is he going to be here?
I don't need to tell you anything. I'm going to arrest you in a second if you don't get in your car. Do you understand me? I'm not kidding you.
You are kidding
You are impeding an investigation right now, and you're really bothering me. Go
What should I tell
sit in
his
your
father?
car.
What
I will
should I
talk to
tell
him
his
in a
father?
minute. Get in your car now!
Tell him, take it. No.
After extending her arm to Officer White, with her cell phone, Officer White lunged at Miss Hall with both hands. Miss Hall did not know what was happening and why Officer White had his hands on her body, states the lawsuit. Miss Hall was assaulted, restrained, forcefully thrown to the ground, and had a knee placed on her body before she was handcuffed.
No, you do not touch me. Oh my God, stop.
What are you doing?
Oh my God, stop it. Are you kidding me?
Knock it off.
You will be.
Knock it off.
No, you get your hands off me
Knock
right
it
now.
off.
Get your hands off.
All right. Yes.
Tell him to get his hands off
Yes,
me.
I do.
Tell him to get his hands off me right now. Oh my God, are you
Stop.
fucking kidding me?
Stop.
No, I'm not stopping.
Miss Hall endured bodily injury, including injury to her shoulders, teeth, breasts, and bladder, psychological damage, emotional distress, embarrassment, humiliation, and loss of bodily functions. Miss Hall cried out in pain and asked the officers to let her move her arms, informing them of her previously dislocated shoulder. When Miss Hall was on the ground, she was asked why she was being arrested because she had not broken any laws. Officer White responded that it was because she wasn't listening to him, according to the lawsuit.
I understand, but why am I under arrest?
Because you weren't listening to anything you were saying.
Oh my God, you're not listening to father or something.
Miss Hall was pushed down Route 1 while in handcuffs in front of passing vehicles to Officer White's police cruiser. Miss Hall was placed in the back of Officer White's police cruiser, which was the least traffic-protected vehicle at the time.
I cannot believe you. Take this fucking off me right
Okay,
now.
50. I have one in custody,
Oh my
disorderly
God.
and resisting.
Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me.
Stop.
No!
Stop talking.
No! No! This is so ridiculous. I cannot even believe this.
Yeah.
Oh my
Let's
God.
go put her in my car.
I just wanted to know. I could tell his father if he was going to the hospital. I'm not even involved in this. I can't believe this.
That was our point the whole time.
I cannot believe this.
That was our point the
You
whole
were
time. You are not
screaming at me.
involved.
Oh
You
my
are not
God.
involved.
I'm a good
We
Samaritan.
instructed you to do something,
I'm a good
and you
Samaritan
refused to do it.
I'm a good Samaritan who stopped to help a kid, and this
Let's
is
go.
what happened. Okay, stop growing me. I'll get up on my own. You're hurting me.
Now.
Oh my God, stop it. Ow! Ow! I want my phone. It's over there. What am I doing? He's pulling my... Hey, stop. Get my shoe. Please get my shoe.
Okay.
Get my... Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I cannot even believe this. No. This man is beating the shit out of me. Holy shit. Yes, he is. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is the crazy. I've never... Stop pushing me, please. I will walk. Are you kidding me? You guys don't know how much trouble you're in. I'm gonna see you both for assault. I know. You're in so much trouble. I can't even tell you. Oh my God, this is the craziest thing I've ever in my entire. I'm not gonna relax. I can't. I don't have to. You guys, where do you get this machismo shit? This is bullshit. I need my phone. It's on the ground over there.
I will grab it.
Call my husband. He's also an attorney.
Go ahead, get it.
This is so bad. Yeah. I
Grab your
can't
shirt.
even.
The phone's right here.
Oh, surprise.
Upon placing Miss Hall in the police cruiser, Officer Souza took Miss Hall's cell phone from her and hung up on the 17-year-old's father, who was waiting to know where his son was to be transported for medical treatment. Miss Hall was then locked in the back of Officer White's police cruiser for approximately 20 minutes before she was subsequently transported by Officer White to the South Kingston police station. Miss Hall's vehicle was eventually towed from the scene with her wallet still inside of it, states the lawsuit.
I would have moved it. Why don't you bring her back? Started before, but why don't you bring her back? Get her out of here. Get her. I'm assuming if she's an attorney, she's got nothing. We'll get her and she cut her loose. And then go from that. Yeah, I heard you guys say one in custody. I'm like, oh, here we go.
It was so unnecessary.
Yeah.
But like my tolerance for that is like I'm just like, listen,
It's
you're
dangerous.
not going to
You're in the
listen to
middle
what
of
I'm
the
saying.
highway.
We're in the middle of the highway. Get in your car and get off the highway.
All I said
We fucking stood her up too. She started screaming like belligerently. The kid was even more freaked out than anything.
How old's the kid that was? I don't know.
05 is his birthday. 17.
That's Mike's. That works. You can get her out of here.
All right.
She calmed down a little bit now.
It's better than she was. I wonder how she'll be in the block, but somebody will be at the station to help me.
Yeah, I'll head back.
Go ahead, Clayton.
This is one of several videos out there showing interactions between so-called Good Samaritans and law enforcement. The fact that she was just a bystander who stopped to help is, I think, the most important fact here. She had no reason to be there or be involved once the cops got there, yet she continued to inject herself into the scene, even after the cops had told her to go away. The second fact that I'm interested in, and I didn't see mentioned in the article, which I'll link below, what was she charged with, and what was the ultimate disposition of her criminal case? Many times, that alone can determine whether a subsequent civil lawsuit can even be successful at all. The issue of whether she committed a crime under state law is obviously a state law issue. Federal courts can and will research and then make decisions about whether state law has been violated or not, but where there was actually a state court prosecution, the federal courts must defer to those state court judgments if they exist, which is why it's so important to fight the criminal case before ever filing a federal civil rights lawsuit if possible. The federal lawsuit just may not even exist depending on the outcome of the criminal case. For instance, if the issue is false arrest, the question for the federal court in a civil case is whether probable cause existed to perform a warrantless arrest of that individual. If a state court has already found the individual guilty of that crime, the federal court is then not free to even dispute that finding. That's why it's necessary to always beat the criminal charges first. And that doesn't guarantee the success of a civil lawsuit either. The federal courts are just then free to make a decision about whether probable cause existed. Usually they do find that probable cause existed because it's easy, it's an objective standard, and there are thousands of criminal laws for the courts to choose from. Here, I would imagine that Rhode Island's obstruction statute is vague and broad enough, like most states, to cover this woman's conduct that we see on the body cam footage. Now, maybe she beat the charges, maybe she did not. Even if she beat the charges, a false arrest violation here looks to me pretty difficult to prove. She had no personal involvement in the scene beyond calling the kid's father after the fact. She was asked to get back, and she refused, even after being asked multiple times. Probably the better claim for her here is excessive force. That although the cops were justified in arresting her, that they used too much force in doing so. And that depends on the application of the Graham factors. The severity of the crime here is low. The immediacy of danger to anyone on the scene is low, but she was arguably resisting the arrest. So some level of force would probably be justified. In measuring whether the force actually used was excessive, the courts will look to her allegations of physical injury. That's something that would be explored in discovery to see exactly what documented injuries she sustained. The court would also look at the video footage and the testimony of the parties. So excessive force claims are usually highly fact-dependent, and that's why we have juries to sort through and decide those issues. She may not make a good witness, though. She definitely gave off a Karen vibe in the body cam footage. A jury just may not like her, whereas the cops actually were pretty calm throughout. But let me know what you think. If you are on the jury here, does what you see so far look excessive to you, or does it look reasonable? You know, the court of public opinion is usually pretty accurate. Let's make sure that as much of the public, therefore, is as informed as possible on these issues. So spread the message and spread the footage in these videos. Please also subscribe and help the channel here and also at the blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com so that we can continue to educate people about their constitutional rights and about civil rights violations occurring across the country. Please also support our channel sponsors for supporting your constitutional rights. Let me know in the comments your thoughts about this video and whether you see things differently or whether I missed something important. Remember, freedom is scary. Deal with it.